round, Guard versus NRG. Win, and you are into playoffs. It is that simple. I like it when it's simple, Josh. I'm a simple guy. My mind, it works in one dimension.
Yeah, well, maybe your mind will get boggled by NRG then, because their strats have been anything but simple recently. Difficult, perhaps even for them to coordinate. And this is the same bind comp they ran previously, except with Som moving from Neon back to Raze. So it still has, you know, Ethan playing Breach, which is a bit more of an odd role to see him on, perhaps, and EU picking up the Fade. You heard Ethan talking about it as well. Pistol rounds, big focus for NRG. First round, second round, ensuring that they get out to a good start here on bind. See whether they've done their homework.
Certainly. For the Guard, they've been making resounding improvements. Comparative to, I guess, the start of this stage, when the expectations were really high. The desk was talking about it. This is a pistol round that they'd love to take away.
Oh, that peak.
Double swing. Player called off to the side. Okay, fault line's going to be used to try and peel them out.
And there's no opportunity for a reactive push through hookah whatsoever. In the meantime, Sire player just wandered his way out through showers, caught Hazed, who I believe was in astral form there. Just the easiest pickings of his life. And again, Som just can't do anything here. On a pistol round, this is just an impenetrable wall.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
You're going to spend all of your frenzy bullets trying to break through that. So now there's the timing that the Guard are aware of. This is the moment where they've got to be aware of a hookah push.
They waited out. 40 seconds. Blind coming into the back now. A lot of players in trouble here, but Jonah P gets the first one. Som falls. No one's really watching just that corner still. It's going to get traded. NRG trying to work their way through. Ethan. Another one. Quick little right click there. Now 2 players left standing. It's a 2v2. Trent at the back of the side. He's consistent. Ethan will fall. EU to flash will miss. Players are low. Could actually turn this around, but Net, he holds it down.
And there's a pistol round loss for NRG. They only won a single pistol round last week against 100 Thieves and instantly lost the next round, the next anti-eco. So that's why Ethan was talking about how much of a focus they've put on that this week. And honestly, the Guard kind of outplayed them there. There was some good moments. I mean, the exec, Ethan finding a lot of value out of his flashes. But in that 2v2 scenario at the end, going to explore elbow, you could see Ethan set up a fault line for that elbow push without having backside cleared, and just ended up coming down to honestly, NRG in a couple of 1v2s that they can't win.
Oh, wow.
Nice little haunt lineup through the roof there.
Might be stealing that one. I don't know. Nice to clear showers out, but guns aren't too good. And yeah, I mean, EU's just running, spamming the right click, seeing if he can get anything done. Break through short, but the players are really just getting cleaned up quite easily. That kind of range, though, Sire in trouble.
That's a lot of damage, and Valorant doesn't realize that Som's around the corner. Still gets the better end of him, though. And this is just left down to Tex and Hazed in not a particularly winnable situation. Tex is extremely weak.
Right there.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
And falling there at this point, Hayes just going to be thinking, okay, well, what about the next round? Get a free orb.
Take the orb, why not? I'll get another one when I die. And for NRG, it's about resetting here. They can't even particularly do any damage. Yeah. The Guard still with 3 players, unbroken armor. Quad facing Hayes. Yeah. I mean, there is just simply no chance of him getting anyone here.
You never know. He reverts the patch on the classic, maybe.
He just right clicks all 3 of them.
Goes down the corner, right clicks. Okay, so
I'm interested in this. Wow, I mean, that's just insane. Listen, that's a prime game in Flawless, but I don't know whether they want their name attached to that one.
Yeah, that is yeah.
So this is the kind of game it's going to be then, Bren, all right?
It's the camaraderie, you know. You gotta help as a collective. You gotta BM the opponents, I guess.
So they've got a fantastic bonus round by here, the Guard. They barely have to invest back into it whatsoever. Just a couple of people topping their armor back up. A bit of a showers push here, as the Sky, the Viper are over there supporting Sire player.
And they are gonna push through showers. Now Hazed is in the exact same position he was previously. Next on to the one player. He's so low though.
Just being able to survive there, though, is massive for Hayes, but it gives Net all of this space, and it lets them know that it's likely going to be at least a B-leaning default, if not a B-push coming soon.
Net's taking all the space, and the players are still leaning around caves right now. And they're still pinging it, anticipating the push. Looks like they are. Where they're going for also the fault line suck that was happening.
The stun, the suck, was there no nade to follow up? I
No,
mean, some didn't invest it.
They were distracted by the players pushing it back cave.
Oh, that
just
could have been the freest 2K of Sum's life there, but yeah, you're right. That flank just taking their attention away for a moment. Still in a great situation, obviously, though, 5v3. And thus far, the guard haven't found too much, but there's another double flank coming from Market.
Looks like Hayes is aware. Oh, the timing. He's activating the utility. That's just unfortunate. Still, someone's to just lock down that one approach. EU's also got a bit of a funny angle here.
But even though NRG are up in this round, every moment is claustrophobic.
There's no time. And look at this player right here. Trent just holding it with the Spectre. Let's grab one. He's traded. 20 seconds left. Now the spike is finally going down. You're right, Josh. It feels a little bit awkward, honestly.
But the guard's final 2 players were over on B, so the very free spike plant. And NRG can get into some good post-plant situations as well. EU just making sure that there's nobody flanking towards Market. Throws out that Prowler as well. Confirms there's nobody there. They should have a decent idea of where Jonah P and Valorant are coming from.
Double clear of this one. Player spotted. Jonah gets it. Has got the Vandal in hand, but time is running low. You can hear the ticking now. Starting to inject a bit of pace into the round because he realizes it's going to be against him. And NRG, with the positioning that they've got set up here, EU and Tex playing complete opposite sides, but ready to swing off one another as soon as he tries to play out of this one. And there you go, the double swing, the double face.
Not too bad overall. I think NRG were put in some difficult situations over the course of that round and managed to navigate it quite nicely. And you could already see, even though they didn't actually find the kills off the back of it, if the guard are going to be playing hookah that aggressively, a fault line suck combination could ruin them. And so even though the guard got away with it that time, I still feel like that's going to limit their involvement in hookah. The times that Jonah P is going to want to play in there, he's going to invest his wall quite early, I think, to avoid getting punished by stuff like that. Nevertheless, there was a bit of economical damage done to NRG. It wasn't a bad bonus round, and so this one becomes vitally important.
Wolsey's very early and secures the orb. Trent working with the Seekers now coming into this round. That's a pull.
Pull nade used, but
Tex baiting out the utility of his rendezvous. So
there's
pretty
the
smart.
value. Using your chamber to take map control like that is extremely valuable to bait out those trap plays and disengage.
And a bit of a purposeful round now. The NRG's still leaning all over the map, honestly, just poking, prodding, looking for openings. You can see that the spike is just about to get picked up as well. Working their way through Market. Which way are they going to start leaning?
Well, they've used Boombot over by Hookah, and they've really been pressuring that area. But Net's still inside there. So this 3-player stack from the guard's defense is going to continue to be on A and continue to get the right read.
Trailblazer only spots the one.
Trent missed the flash.
Yeah, missed.
Might not have found any great information from that anyway, but here they know the psych push is about to happen.
Yeah, the exec comes down. He double satchel right deep into it. Straight into Lamps, collects the one. Trent's happily able to also push him away. Ended up using the Seekers a little bit before that one. 25 seconds left. Now NRG running out of time, and it's going to come down with the heroics. Tex, he is delivering. 2 heads being found there. Easy shooting for him, and now just 2 players remaining for the guard to try and turn it back in their favor. They still want to try and tempt fate here. They get the pick. They turn it into just 3 players for NRG, still holding into Lamps.
Last player standing.
Okay.
With Hayes dropping, that really should end it.
Yeah.
Net can't particularly win a 1v3. And Ethan with the plant got his Rolling Thunder online as well. Didn't really need to invest it because Tex was hitting excellent shots from showers. And NRG's game plan, very much here to use the vast amounts of utility that they have available to take map control and then launch into an exec around the middle of the round, you know, when there's a minute to 40 seconds on the clock, I would say. They do have a lot of tools here with this composition. They've got stuns that are really good for being able to take showers control, or, I mean, here you see the fault line finding large value, flashes in the face.
It's great.
Setting up for Song. But they also have Boombot, they have Prowler, they have a lot of tools to be able to work with. My only question mark with this composition is whether Ethan is in a position to get a lot of kills and do frag for the team. Because NRG really relying on Ethan. In NRG's wins, Ethan frags. And then in their losses, he still plays pretty well. But it feels like at the moment they need those big results to come from him. And this comp doesn't really tailor it towards that. So they need other people to step up.
Yeah. The big numbers, the big performances out of the newcomer to the roster.
The Guard have given away here that they're playing double inside hookah. So this would be another good opportunity to go for that stun-suck kind of combination.
Hey, they have the setup.
I mean, there are so many players here in
They're
hookah.
quad facing. I mean, they're on a half buy. You got to take a couple more risks.
Of course.
And now they're just going to contact out. It's being held though. Boombot. They're going to swing off of it. Oh my god, okay. Collecting the kill. They're going to be the follow-up for it. Still lining up. The players are ready.
Spike
Just
down.
mowing them down. NRG, a cautious tail, I think, at the beginning of this round. Anticipating that aggressive play when they're on the half buy. So, again, a heads-up kind of situation from them. Valen, there's not much you're going to be able to do here with the Classic. He's going to go through the TP, try and claim a gun, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, probably just going to save that one into the next, and NRG get another pretty simple one. I mean, they've been able to win the really important rounds here. Round 3, the anti-bonus, round 5 as well. Yeah. Rather, round 4, sorry. Another eco swing round.
Pretty promising as well from NRG. I think with this setup that they've got, absolutely favored.
Okay. I mean, Valen could have saved the gun, but he has enough money anyway, so I guess he just decides to do a little bit of economic damage. Won't make too much difference.
I'm a big fan of NRG just thinking ahead in terms of what they might be going up against. In every single round when they're planning, you know, it's either Som double satcheling in with a flash to supplement it with a lamps push, or holding for the half-buy risky plays that the Guard might be pulling out.
And this now becomes another really important one. What does the Guard's defensive setup look like? They've been very happy to push showers when there isn't presence towards there, and now you see them again, triple grouping up over towards the showers side.
You want to play? Let's play.
And it's Jonah and Net's job to just kind of delay these players. The Sage Wall is going to do that, and there's always a threat that Jonah could be playing on top of it.
Yeah.
Obviously not in this exact scenario, but look at that showers push. 3 players over by there, just kind of working their way out, getting good information.
Only one player breaking the wall at a time. Purposeful, just trying to basically feign that there could only be one player trying to push into long B. But while all that's going on, you can see the Guard taking all the space out of showers.
And this is a sticky situation, though, because they are going to be late on this flank. And Net and Jonah P are starting to run out of utility right now. Both slows, wall already used. They've got to drop back into defensive spots and hope that the Guard finds someone.
Okay, and there's the Cosmic Divide.
A divide just for elbow control by the look of it.
Yeah, they're gonna play here. Flash out, sat around the corner. Aftershock in. Yeah, they want to just try and push and take all of that space into elbow. While all this is going on, the players are coming through, but look at this from EU.
Oh, wow.
Just hugging the side of the wall. He's going to be able to click that one as well. While NRG just burst through into elbow. There's the Rolling Thunder as well to clear through the rest of the site. Bit of a delayed response, but it doesn't catch up onto the 2 players who are in spawn. And Valen, he's worked his way through. They're not aware of this one right now. The flash is perfect for him. His setup, magical from Valen. 3 kills for him, the IGL. A round win there for the Guard.
You heard Barla talk about it. It's been a little slow for Trent and Valen in this stage, but they are starting to fire up. It happened last week, and it's happening again here. You're getting those big moments. And it's not necessarily the most difficult kills in the world for Valen. It's about smart positioning. It's about, you know, the fact that they triple flank through showers, and those 2 players had already been seen at sand, so NRG aren't expecting the third. And it's also about Net and Jonah P not giving their lives, playing just to delay and backing off, reading the play into elbow. Very smart. Now Net's using his Viper's Pit in short. Doesn't really have a player supporting him early here, although Sire player could if he needed it. So that Viper's Pit's going to go down uncontested. How does that change the dynamic of this round? NRG were planning to take Showers control anyway, and it's still going to be a good position for them to play from.
Star's waiting in there.
I'll tell you what as well. The Fade ultimates, Raze ultimates are both very good counters to Viper's Pit. Throw down a Fade ultimate, throw a Prowler in there, and the Viper is having a hellish time.
Yeah. They're just taking jewels, man. Slow in hookah. Som's got all this space, and he's really just not being supported too much. There was a player behind him. Hop up onto the wall. Jonah, you really want to contest this one? No, slow orb just to push them back. And the wall as well, so that's 45 seconds left into this round, committing that utility. What is the expectation for the Guard? This jiggle, Tex.
It's just
you
such
just
an
don't expect
unexpected
that
position.
angle.
No.
That angle from Saya is just it's outlandish. Makes you question everything. But now the ult's committed. Nightfall scattered across. Along with the
see anyone.
showstopper, yeah, it doesn't spot anyone. And this is the guard just playing to absorb all that aggression.
But that also means they're not going to expect Jonah P here in elbow. I mean, are they aware enough to know that
didn't
there could
clear
be a player this close?
Yeah.
Hayes, very diligent and hot on the trigger.
Yeah, the Nightfall missed that one spot, so they had to clear that one out. Good kill for him, but Valorant answers back now. Just the two players in NRG. They do have to spike down, but that double face, that's magnificent. All down to Hayes. There's not too much he can really do facing that many players.
And Valen's been fairly light out.
3K.
Yeah. Another good round from Valen on the retake. Coming at it from a more conventional approach this time, but still able to rack up the rounds. The B site is very difficult on buying to retake, and yet 100 Thieves have been kind of happy to play that. I'm questioning what EU was looking at there. You see on the replay, he's just staring towards long, kind of holding the Cosmic Divide, maybe worried that there's another player in elbow about to fight him. Strange, but he's just opened up to the CT sightline there completely. Bit of a bizarre moment that now puts NRG in difficult territory. They have a Bulldog and a Spectre in this round. And this slow, methodical map control game is doing okay, but once they get to the site execs, they're not being able to find the picks they need. The guard are bending like a willow and snapping back in their face.
Just trying to swing through. I mean, Hayes, was that supplemented with anything? Just trying to take the jewels. NRG feeling a little bit desperate potentially in this round. They've lost so many players. Spike is dropped right in front of the teleport. Opportunity for Texto to do some damage, and there you go. Okay, Prowler. What's other player? Quick little tap. 1, 2, he's found 3! You've got to be joking. 5 bullets left. Taking it anyway. That is just way too clean, man. Ice cold from Tex. Felt like there wasn't much thought being put into the round, but still they're just delivering the goods.
Yeah, the mechanical ability on NRG sometimes just shows itself. And sometimes players have specific angles that they just understand. They know where people are going to be peeking from. The crosshair placement, immaculate. I mean, it's just perfect in all of these moments. He swings out, and he's at the perfect spot with micro adjustments of his aim to be able to collect 4 kills. And we saw that previously from Tex in the same position at Showers when he was able to get, I think, a 3K in a prior round. Listen, that's working. It's there's not too much, like you said, Brent, there's not too much thought in setting him up for those kills, but he just seems so confident in taking duels at that angle.
And at that point, you just have to be really well drilled. I think when you're clearing out Tex, when he's taking that Showers control, and he's been doing that for them, I think, just late taking Showers when the rest of his team is trying to pressure through into short.
And the question is, how do you punish it? Because if you try and do some kind of suck nade combo on Tex, he's going to rendezvous away.
TP, yeah.
And then if you try and hold heavy Showers control, you're letting NRG through short. So the guard do have a bit of a puzzle here, but in fact, it's NRG taking the timeout. They've been pretty successful, actually. It's been a bit wonky, this match so far. And the economy has always been back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth, back and forth.
2 Spectres from the guard in this round. Neither team wants to give up and take an eco, let the other team have a big advantage.
Slow up for the boom bot. It's going to be exchanged in hookah.
This push looks so bold, but once again, Hayes might get caught.
I mean, they're just clearing the wrong angles. They're holding the wrong angles. Not expecting that one. Trent, though, still now. He's trapped, though. How is he hitting these shots?
How on earth does he get a spray down?
Have got to be joking.
That's just back-to-back.
4 kills, round's over.
Back-to-back bonkers rounds from 2 different people.
He's trapped there. No one's holding the angle from the one side of market. Valentine's Trent has no business getting 2, let alone 4.
So they're clearing the trademark there. That's what Valen is worried about, and that's why Hayes gets such a free kill. This tap, absurd. The lineup should never have happened. I mean, Ethan is often praised for his fundamentals, but that's just a minor slip-up, making sure that his head is perfectly aligned. Yeah. It's like the cosmic planets aligning for a lunar eclipse.
For the perfect Twitter clip.
Yeah, Trent just harnesses the power of the universe there.
Oh my goodness.
Little flash out lets them know that somebody is playing around showers. That probably gives them the idea that it's not the full B side default. But NRG are going to take that moment and work towards B. They are finally forced to take some kind of low buy. But the economy is still bonkers for NRG. They've got players with sheriffs, some with still a 1,000 left in the bank. But this is still an investment.
Yeah. Investment indeed. Sees over the top. It doesn't even connect on anyone. I mean, I don't think anybody in position to even play off of that as well, even if it did catch. NRG just kind of lobbing a utility in, hoping for the best. There's another smoke to replace the one that faded. So Valen's just got Hookah locked down. Ace though, looks like he's setting up for the ultimate. Cosmic Divide maybe to split the site up, and that's probably going to signal now for a quick push through. What do... I mean, they're just holding for now, just trying to take space slowly, making sure they don't get picked off by any players holding close angles.
30 seconds.
As the divide comes up, at what point do the guard choose to fight this? Are they going to try and swing off a tap?
Elbow's being held by Tex with that tour de force. This could be dangerous if they try to fight it, a flash through as well. Prowler, I think, just dimmed the vision of one of the players who was just trying to anchor on the side. So the guard are losing control of this one. But yeah, you're right, Josh. Not a lot of time. 11 seconds. They're still tapping it, trying to force out these ultimates. Sire player running back to Showstopper against the back wall. Ethan's removed. EU manages to get the plant down, but he's got a monumentous task. And yeah, I can't really blame him for falling to that one.
And now are we finally going to see one of these teams push down to an eco? I mean, NRG's money situation was fairly dire in that round just in itself. The guard are slowly squeezing an advantage out of this. But it's still not great for them either. All of these rounds have come down to the wire. And Net with the perfectly timed spam through the smoke.
Just instinct. Know that they're going to be contacting through.
But the biggest enemy there for NRG was the clock. The patience that they had playing behind their own Cosmic Divide ended up hurting them.
Feels like it's I mean, it feels like every round. Clock being ran down. This is a bit of a different approach now. Jonah's moved over towards Showers as well, so that wall's going to be used over there. Normally playing over towards B.
Sire player farming an orb. He needs another 7 within 2 rounds to be able to get his ult online. Seems a little optimistic to me.
It's definitely interesting. Pressure being applied by NRG now. Just over towards short. There's going to be the Haunt and a fault line. So Som has managed to work his way in. That nade is massive! And Tex, he was vulnerable up. The pull, it disjointed it. Nobody could follow up off the back of Som. He was contemplating there, pushing right through that smoke. He needs a bit more though. Maybe something on the board. Ethan doesn't have any more flashes to really use in this round, so nothing that they can take back sight with. Som's just going to swing it anyway. Takes the fight. Wasn't really favored with the Stinger, but still wins it out.
NRG deign to use their ultimates here. Ethan has a Rolling Thunder, EU as well with his Fade ultimate. They have the ability, yeah, here it goes. They're going to try and win this one.
Nightfall's used just to try and get information on where the players might be. Up to the back, there we see the Rolling Thunder just being utilized.
It's a little bonkers though.
Yeah, I don't really understand what that was meant to achieve and what to catch through. All the players playing in lamps now, and they are just getting cleaned up.
Post-plant positions are so dire. Everybody grouped in lamps there to try and get value out of their guns. There was no good information for the Rolling Thunder, and NRG, honestly, in a 4v4 situation, there was an opportunity to get good value out of the ults, but it comes down to the same problem with NRG. They have opportunities, but the execution just isn't clean enough, and they've snowballed themselves into a situation now where they don't have those big ultimates for the final round where they could actually make it 7-5 in a competitive half. The guard as well, not too close to anything. I suppose Sire player taking that orb. I mean, he's actually managed to get up to 5.
He's 3 away now.
So, feasible. Although you'd probably want to play Net's orb at the beginning of this round. And in fact, he is going to be towards B long. Just a smoke or somebody holding the line here.
Just a wall again.
Oh, they're just going to wall it. And Jonah P is actually playing on top of it this time with an AWP. So he's going to have really good presence towards B long.
Yeah.
AWP taking first contact and then the wall.
NRG may have just heard this one. Okay, Satchel double peek swings through Valen. Well, he's in a bit of trouble.
And Net had no opportunity to even use his Viper's Pit.
Dodging Juking, got to avoid this utility, but bit of a pivot now. 2 players in Showers from NRG. Now the Spike's still leaning into market.
Sire player is trying to push short and get a timing here. He knows the trademark is there. Oh, and a good jiggle by Som. Spots his position.
He's going to survive. Trent moves into the The smoke that was placed down, and now he's got the timing still. He gets it. One little trade from Saito, skip it up, oh my word! And the aim, well, it was good for 2. Hayes, though. Now he's left in a 1v2. Player at triple, swinging through, he just has to stick it, but opportunity available for him to just get that plant down. Valen cleans it up. 8-4 at the half here for the guard. It seems like they just had a bit of a better approach in terms of how they wanted to take that one.
And a big performance from Valen as well. See whether they've got it enough to close it out in the second.
Yeah, that's going to be the big question. We're going to go to a short break. Don't go anywhere. You know you don't want to miss the rest of this map. Welcome back, everybody, from the break. Yep, second half here of map number 1, the guard versus NRG. If you're just joining us, the stakes are pretty high with this one. Win and you're into playoffs. Early days yet, of course, in the series, but the guard with a great lead. Good ideas, I think, coming into this one. But NRG with a focus on this pistol round. If they take this, they could start to mount that comeback.
And they've definitely got a strike hooked up here. There's a 4-player push happening towards short. So this one's going to be a challenge for Jonah P initially to deal with.
They're just slowly taking the space, contacting, playing it all the way through. The bullets ringing true. Sire player, though. There's 2 for him. They are just going to be trying to take it with the raw numbers. What a rapid round.
And that just sums up NRG so far. It's not like it's some elaborate setup.
No,
the
very
timing
simple.
is not based off too much.
Caveman Valorant.
It is, keep it simple. It really is. It's jail Valorant. It's they're swinging. I mean, they've got the frenzies. They're just trying to line up. Even the jiggle from Som exposes him to a lot of angles as he tries to get a nade off, just anticipating the other players to be much deeper in market. But listen, there are moments where it's really working, where they can just lean into taking those duels and playing a bit more of a improvisational, fundamental style.
Som is caught in that pull, vulnerable up. Showers play. I mean, gotta respect the utility here. But, yeah.
Tex has taken a poke down. Do they expect Net to be in this position? They should know that it's possible for Lamps to have been compromised.
He's taking so much space.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Ethan's too diligent about it, but
They are
is
watching
holding.
I think they're a little bit aware, at least.
Could get nasty if the timing is great, but only classics in hand should be around for NRG.
Yeah, that's the thing. The weaponry is just not good. You're basically counting on somebody wandering into Net's line of sight angle that he's holding. Yeah, they're going to just try and triple face, quad face, out of shower, swinging through.
And the timing was good from Net. He picked up the kill on Som, unfortunately gets punished himself. Ooh. And very nice wallbang aim. Hayes cleans it up.
Yeah,
so NRG,
save those guns.
They're actually within touching distance here. You know, an 8-4 lead can sometimes be a bit deceiving. It feels like you're very much in the lead. But NRG with one good bonus round could be in a fantastic position. And look at this buy from the guard. I mean, Saya has a Guardian and light armor.
Yeah.
That is very wonky.
They did invest some money into this round in terms of, I think, the
mostly
weaponry
utility
earlier.
usage.
Yeah, the previous
not necessarily,
one.
Yeah, not necessarily weaponry, but using a lot of
I saw a Marshall, but...
Yeah, there was. I think Jonah P had a Marshall, the rest of them just classic.
Stun Net pushed off that angle. Oh my goodness, the bullet tag, and now the nade. It bounces back. What did that come off?
Oh no, that was a counter nade.
The counter nade.
It looked like it just bounced off the wall.
I'm getting absolutely trolled, man. Hard trolled. I was like, what did that even bounce off?
But it was a really good nade from Som. And again, NRG just doing the same kind of stuff that they did in the pistol round. And the guard are not ready for it. Who does that twice?
Yeah.
Now, in a 5v3 with a great opportunity of getting straight back into the game.
And when you're playing against plays like that, there's nothing more frustrating when you're a team and you're trying to, like, guys, let's play smart, let's play intelligent. And sometimes it's the plays like this. Som just holding a slide up angle. Trento is good for the one. Turns to fire, Som taken out. Don't need to hold on to that. Lamb's control, what?
Wow.
Is that? That's very controlled. Quite nice from Hayes.
And Ethan hits a lovely shot as well onto Jonah P, who is almost always going to be in the same spot whenever he walls there. Now Saya left in a 1v3. Without the spike plant down, Short could have been compromised here. He doesn't know where all of the players are.
He does have the rifle. With the positioning, the way that all these players ended up dying, the guns are not really accessible for NRG.
Tex has read this.
Yeah. 14 seconds left. Is he able to get this? Pops down, straight through. A lot to clear.
Dodge the fall
Missing. There's so much being used. Seize doesn't connect. The flash. Prowler to clear the other side of things. Sire player left in it. Quick flick, but EU. There we go. The jiggle with the movement, the Spectre in hand.
Yeah, the the timing and the spacing were not perfect there for NRG. There was a moment where Sire could have done it, for sure. And the Seize lineup almost took him off the spot that he was trying to plant on as well. But all in all, that is a really successful bonus round for NRG. And they've managed to put themselves in a great position to recover this half.
Yeah.
You heard Ethan talk about it. Their focus was on the pistols and those early rounds in a half. that's the trade.
That actually threw you for a loop.
But it was again just a simple push up short. NRG not relying on any kind of elaborate combos to really set themselves up.
Yeah.
More to do with finding unexpected timings.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Now with the money, you can see Guard just buying so that they can at least get the rifles coming into this next round. They still have enough to work with that it could be dangerous for NRG, but apparently, comeback I was talking about earlier is being mounted, man. They are winning out the important rounds, almost making it even.
So Tex just took a challenge with his operator over towards short, missed a shot on Valen and was forced to disengage. So there is presence right now from the Guard in showers. So at some point here, one of these B players might choose to rotate.
The angle by Som, oh, not quite enough there. Sire wants to swing through, while the rest of his players just start to scale deep into long B, and they're just losing these fights. Ethan, he takes the TP, wanders straight into net. Just the Sheriff, but that's more than enough.
The communication just really off there. The rest of NRG calling for Ethan that it was, you know, a full commitment from the Guard, when in fact they hadn't stepped past the line of scrimmage. They were just getting those kills from long range. And this is an anti-eco that NRG cannot afford.
You can't.
But it's the same kind of stuff that they were talking about previously. Again, against 100 Thieves, they won a single pistol and immediately threw it away the next round. I know that's not the exact same situation here. That hasn't occurred. But it's that anti-eco situation.
It's the rounds you should be winning.
Yeah, that NRG has
yeah.
struggled with a little bit.
30 seconds
Got to be
left.
clean. Hayes is still holding this deep position, pops into the corner, he gets spotted out. Dangerous angle to hold here, especially when the player's returning! Holy! Almost collecting that one. Valen now on 5 HP. It's the 1v1. Tech's working.
Does he have a classic? I mean, he's got his Headhunter out at the moment.
Headhunter operator, he knows he's low. The damage has been done. Hayes might have just salvaged this one. Let's see this angle not being taken. Valen wants to hold it, but he doesn't know if he's crossed yet. Has no information, could have just contacted pass, could be anywhere. You can see the uncertainty in the play. Oh my word!
What a shot from Valen. Both Astras.
Under the pressure, Josh. I'm screaming so hard, man. I'm lightheaded. I'm stood up.
That was a nasty play, though, from Hayes to even have a chance of recovering the round. But frankly, the damage had already been done at that point, right? I mean, Hayes, though, masterfully isolates some 1v1s there.
Oh,
it was a double
goodness.
swing from Jonah P and Trent over towards long. He dodges it and then just isolates one at a time. By playing the angles correctly, unfortunately, not enough.
He's on one with that one, but yeah, not
And the
enough.
story of NRG this year has been not quite enough. They were our best 1-4 team in stage 1. Now, they're kind of just looking like a normal 1-4 team.
And to be fair to NRG, I think the competition has leveled up as well.
Exactly, but they
Across the
always
board.
just stay a couple of inches behind. It's close, but no cigar. See if they're able to get it back over the course of this map. They are not out of it yet.
Repositioned by EU, he's just walking right into Jonah. Does not expect that he's already taken that space. Just up and outside play. Oh, okay. Som knows, he knows the strat. Right into the showstopper, more likely to miss. Collects up the rifle, but not far behind. He's going to start to make sure that Som can't do anything more. Here's the TP. Tex wins that one. But only 2 players, 2v3. Tex with the rifle in hookah. Smoked off. Okay, he wins it. This is what he's good for, man.
Do not give Tex these
He
1v1s.
clicks on heads and he does it well. Flash through, tries to get the swing there. Tex was timing it now. He dropped out of it. Not going to be given the 1v1. The swing, I believe there was a double face there from the Guard, making sure that they still drilled coming into these rounds. It was close, though. It was close.
It was close. And that was NRG taking a bit of an eco, so now they can get the guns back on board. There's been a theme, though, to the Guard's attack half. Whenever they're B leaning, Net is always holding in a position to punish the teleporters. So he did it there against, you know, It's not exactly the same situation, but Som was in hookah,
Yeah.
and he's able to come around behind and find a timing after the rest of the guard are already on site. So he's kind of late flanking through sand and catching, backstabbing these NRG players that are trying to help the rest of the players on their team. Tech's taking an early line over towards Showers here. In the prior, Valen was able to get the jump on him, but he's not favored. Tex, of course, with the operator, is going to be good for this most of the time.
Cosmic Divide, Viper wall up. Trailblazer to clear through lamps. Pull is going to disjoint this one, so God, with not a lot to work with, but they do gain that one portion of side control. Now, look at this timing from Valen and Showers. This could be everything. Retaking it, yep. Space was gained. He must have heard Tex just running away. Still, it's a fast answer once more. NRG, they commit a ton into this one. Nightfall and that showstopper. Som is rewarded. Does get the one, but with the Viper's Pit, need to make sure that they have Showers control. Valen, he's not going to give that one up easily.
Rez coming through as well. Valen just dodging all of this breach utility. Ethan decides to take it back into his own hands, and the guard are just going to pivot. They realize that all of the players are here, and they can get a free plant onto B. The Seekers as well, giving them that extra layer of confidence. Where are you going, Mr. Seeker?
He's doing tricks.
Nevertheless, they are going to be able to get this plant down. And it looks like EU is actually afraid that someone could still be around on lamps. He was still re-clearing the Viper's Pit there. Perhaps didn't hear all 4 of the teleport sounds.
Looks like this play that's about to occur. Astral Form from Hazed. Flash ready and waiting. What is going to be the impetus? There you go. It's the ultimate being used. And they swing. They were just ready and waiting. The guard, they come up with a plan for it. They read the ultimates. They knew they were holding onto the rolling thunder. They knew they were going to use it to retake. They counteracted it.
Yep.
Always thinking ahead.
The biggest difference between these two teams is based on the timing that they're finding. For utility, for peaks, that kind of stuff. The guard have been impeccable at it. Valen's timing on the Showers push, as Tex is distracted, is impeccable here. I mean, he just gets an easy kill. Valen's timing to dodge that flash, anticipating that it's coming through. The timing here to go for this. They are reading NRG in a way that is not happening the other way around. NRG are trying to do some unconventional stuff and find some weird timings on their pushes, and occasionally it's working. But the guard have a more fundamental grasp on the ebb and flow of the game, and it's allowing them much better duels. And that's where the brain element of Valorant really is.
Sure.
Figuring out what timings can you find around your opponent's utility. Where are they likely to be? What are they going to be responding to? And the guard, in this match so far, having a much better understanding of that aspect.
That's what this timeout's for NRG, honestly. Finding a way that they can exploit something that maybe the guard are doing on their attack side, something that's giving it away. Because in terms of just how active the guard have been, I think there's not too many holes in terms of where they're showcasing as well. They're always ready. Like we were talking earlier about Net, he was catching the TP rotations every time they're going for the B hits.
One of the big holes with the guard's comp, and they were previously running the optic comp with the chamber.
Yeah.
Now they've gone back to their prior
No trademark.
comp. Yeah, there's no trademark. So I'd like to see some get more aggressive on these rounds. You know, if they're putting down heavy utility towards hookah, towards B long, try and go for a short push, try and go for a Showers push. It's not like the guard's comp is that great at defending that. But he's been static unless they're pushing it with 3 or 4 people. There's no kind of solo pushes going on.
That is 5 players of the guard taking hookah away.
Yeah, and listen, while I'm talking about this, Tex actually has made a solo push all the way into B long. So now Octagon is going to be controlled even as NRG fall on the site.
Have to be aware of this one though. They're spamming it away, but they are up against the tour de force. Slow drop down. Net hugging the back wall, desperately just trying to basically hold on to this space. Luckily his teammates have got his back as well. They're making sure we're now Jules holding down the positions. They still have control of hookah, but the spike is not down now. 50 seconds remaining, and Tex still control of this one avenue of escape for them. As long as he locks down long, they can't exactly TP to rotate. They are trapped in the site, essentially.
Tex is worried he's getting flanked. Jonah P is worried that he's getting flanked. Everyone just a little cautious here.
Great face. Net is just consistent, man.
Yeah, a very good performance. Net's been one of the players under a microscope recently, and that was a great moment.
Always scary trying to trade out the player with the tour de force. Always. I mean, that gun, it fires
so quickly.
It fires so fast, but yeah, you can't show fear against it. You gotta take it out one way.
Now, if you're looking from NRG's perspective, what can we read into? That is 5 out of 5 plants on the B site.
And every single one's worked.
Yeah, and they've all been successful. So triple stacking B, pushing out of Showers, You know, these kind of things, I think, are going to be useful for NRG. The question is, can they get the read?
Yeah, they are.
Because the guard are not going fast B, but in the mid round, they're leaning there almost every time. And even when they take short, they're going through the teleporter.
Yeah. There was a bit of a play that happened. It was on the minimap. Triple face of NRG outside of Sand. I think Ethan used the flash as well to see if they could catch a player early. But they've actually given up all that space that they gained in Sand. And now just deciding to play the back of the site.
Prowler down B long. They know that there's nobody there at the moment. And Tex, his position has been given away. This seems pretty bold to me, but he is going to be on the other angle this time. And once more, the guard are going back to B, dodging the haunt. So EU might have some false information here, some false confidence. They have just not heard a thing. The guard are not making noise apart from the flash that now comes through showers. That's going to keep 3 people on A.
Yeah, it's going to pull them up.
No, it's not. Ethan's got the read.
Yeah, he's going to rotate through the spawn here. They seem to be aware that something's kicking off right now. And yeah, with the stars placed down, smoke is used preemptively as well as that. The pull, 30 seconds remaining. Time is running low, but the spike is facing towards that teleport. Do they still want to commit into this one? The answer is yes. Sire player making moves right now with a satchel. He's trying to take the site right now. EU just spamming through, has to hold that smoke. Well, a bit of run and gun. Needs to clear him out some way. 14 seconds left, and still the spike is not down. Runs round the corner. He's going to get killed, though. And it's dropped down. Only a couple seconds remaining. You have to find it, but it's being held. The angle, Tex, ready and waiting.
And there you finally see NRG with the right read, putting 3 players on B. Honestly, I'm not sure how they got the read, because as the Sky Flash came through in showers, I thought that would be good enough to keep those 3 defenders tethered to the A site. But Ethan rotated in time. They had their players set up, and none of them really got hit by the attacking utility on the exec either.
Yeah.
All about finding that mid-round information. And NRG certainly had the read there. The question is, can they get the next 4 rounds in a row to push this to OT? Even if you have the answer, that's a tall task.
Yeah, it really is. The basic trend that's been happening in the second half, honestly, the last 8 rounds decided by that first kill. Whoever ends up getting it, that one advantage. Creeping over the edge. Of course, I mean, that all comes down to what we were talking about just then. Slow play, getting a read on it, trying to find out what the opponents are doing.
Interesting there that Som uses his boombot so early in the round. 120 still on the clock, and he uses it to clear sand. Not as a response to Sire player playing there, for example. And Sire using his boombot instead of towards Hookah to just clear the long situation. Both perhaps, you know, worried, I mean, especially from Sire player's perspective, worried about an Oppa that could be on the line. But Tex is all the way up in Cubby. Similar kind of position that he was playing in the previous round. I think if they are going short, they will be conscious enough to clear this with a flash or a dog.
They have to be, but Trent is playing in showers right now. The solo play, they just satchel across, break across their placement, force the TP. Of a flash as well. Tex is currently just absolutely unable to play the game. Full blind, didn't exactly know where he was being pressured from. The Aftershock is going to push away the plant now, and time is running low. 25 seconds, and it's a very fast play. Improvisation from NRG. The ultimates, the flashes, it's all committed. Rolling through the site. The spike is down, and the players are cleaned up. NRG, great answer.
Yeah, fantastic answer. And Ethan is finding these value flashes on Breach. That one was fantastic. I mean, alongside the Cosmic Divide, or not his own teams, but rather to counter Valen's Cosmic Divide, he's able to find a flash that just pairs perfectly.
I love that.
Full blinds his opponent.
Yeah, Nightfall on the one side of the site as well.
Oof, and Hazed is almost running and gunning there to be able to get that kill. Yeah, Ethan is having really large impact with the Breach, and they're still being able to get the fragging coming from other places, notably Hazed, who is doing a lot of the entry. Obviously used to play entry, you know, in his many decades of esports experience. And the guard are going to take a timeout here. Every round that NRG gets inches closer to OT. And that is not a situation you want to be in. Both of the IGLs, both of the Astras, putting up really solid numbers here.
They've been putting up insane numbers. Crazy performances. Another player who we haven't really mentioned as much during this map, but Sire player as well, sitting just underneath it. He had a pretty poor performance in the last series they played.
He did.
He was sitting near the bottom of the scoreboard.
It was his worst performance since joining the guard in VCT games. He had never had a performance that poor. Finished 150 ACS for the entire match. And he just doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't. Bit different this time around. Still NRG though, they are playing them close. They can match them pound for pound, I think, in terms of talent. I mean, we've seen some ridiculous stuff out of Tex.
Yeah. The question is always when it comes down to the team play, I think. Because the guards was just so tight in stage 1. They were on a great form, hitting crazy shots, but also just had all of that fundamental stuff. I don't think they're back to that form yet. They've still almost missed out on a couple of weeks of development.
Sure.
Regressed slightly.
Bit of catch up.
They are the favorites in this game.
Yeah,
Not being able to close out here would be a bit worrying for them. For NRG, they'd love to take it to OT. They'd love someone to peek into Tex behind the dog. So close.
These are the rounds you got to worry about if you are NRG, though. The ones that you should be winning.
Did Tex spot a ponytail there? Jonah was just visible for a moment.
The shot missing. A bit of pressure now on them, though. The guard are not messing around, and yet I said it before. These are the rounds you got to worry about. Trent opens it up with Tex falling. Can they get it? Valen, rifle in hand, swings through, gets the trade with Hayes falling. Gonna be lacking that Astra utility to try and slow down this approach, and by slow down, I mean there's nothing to even slow. They've already taken control of this one. Viper's Pit dropped, all on the line. Ethan, though, they've already taken the back of it. Som as well, he's worked his way into it, and there you go, the swing, catching Valen, who was just watching that cross.
A 3v3 in the Viper's Pit, normally favoring the guard, but the rifle's just not in their hands. Not too much that they could do in that situation, but it got very dangerous. And you're right, Brent, the anti-ecos have been a bit of a thorn in NRG's side, and that one nearly slipped them up again. For the guard, though, I mean, they invested a fairly large ultimate there. Sire player 1 away from his showstopper. On the other side of things, you've got Rolling Thunder for Ethan, which would be extremely valuable to stop one of these site hits coming through if he can get his way over to the B site.
Yeah.
Again, the guard have only really been finding success on the B hits.
Som 1 away as well from that showstopper. You're all right, Josh. That kind of that success rate in terms of the guard. It is only these B hits that have been working out for them. A has been largely just not successful.
I would be very tempted here to just have Tex take first contact. No one's going to pick up the... Wow, okay.
That's very delayed.
Great work there from Ethan, though, breaking the dog before it saw anything. And Tex is able to get a free pick off the back. I'd be tempted if I was NRG to just play backside here, use the Rolling Thunder to deny the spike plan, hope they pivot B. You've got players in Octagon, you've got a player push down Fountain. Hayes is getting great information right now.
Yeah.
And if they do pivot back to a B hit, which it looks like they're going for, Hayes should be good for 1 at least. And he's going to get info for the rest of his team to rotate, so it's much better than just getting a single kill.
No way, man.
Down B.
He finds out where one of the players was. I mean, 2 players with the spray down there. That angle. I'm thinking the entire time, I'm like, he's a bit susceptible there, but no.
I mean, you're almost always going to catch the
seconds
back of somebody's head. Fountain not going to be an area that's hard cleared at that point in the round.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah.
And the guard are just dribbling back in. Great play. I mean, this is what I was really hoping that NRG would change and adapt. Again, the guard's composition without a chamber doesn't really default particularly well. They can kind of do it, but it's going to be leaning heavily one side of the map or the other.
Yeah.
And they can't cover all avenues.
It's going to be hard for them. Tex with that opening pick.
I'll tell you what, since they've got Tex off in his hands, he has been able to have large impact. It just covers one of the lanes on defense so thoroughly. He's good for the first kills very often in their defense halves. He gets 36%, something like that, of their first kills in the defense halves for NRG.
Showstopper play. Haunt as well coming up right through them in market. Net taking a ton of damage. He's down to 1 health. Wallbang shot. Some just catching him through the wall. Showstopper counterplay, trying to catch the players into market. Valen wins it. 2 headshots. This could be it. This could be the map. They know where Som is. The nade is enough.
Down B.
And Net just playing his life, making sure he stays alive the entire time. They had ultimates. NRG, they wanted to cook up that game plan, but just, I don't know what you want to call it. The over-aggression, maybe?
Ethan is in a position in hookah where he can't really use his ultimate, but he's got to be the final line for NRG. If they start moving towards B, Ethan's got to be good for 2, 3, for his team to even have a chance.
I mean, what does he do here? That
Oh,
gets
the
info.
flash just gives away his position. Ethan cautiously going to try and reposition himself. This is still such a task.
And look at just, again, the patience, the discipline from the guard, how they're playing. They are just all faced up, all four of them, making sure they don't give away any free kills. Ethan's been lifted up, right onto the angle, but Netty clears it. Okay, the trader's there. It's all down to Tex. This is it.
Gun here.
The map on the line in this series. Tex has pulled off some ridiculous shots. But what can he do against this now? Gives away his position and gets spotted out, just trying to bait another swing. He knows that there could be a player just playing around. Shoot, there's the one, there's the second. You have got to be joking. Trent now in the 1v1. A clutch situation. He's familiar with it. But Tex, he's far too clean, and now he's got the additional info. Swings round, a bit of a whiffage, but there we go. Trent, who finds it in the end. 13-11. That is going to be the scoreline for map number 1.